It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Yes, we are buzzing this morning. Hopefully you're feeling the same way. It was a performance fueled by belief, a lot of physicality, and a jersey presentation that lit a fire in the Springbok women's camp, clearly, and at just the right time, with just weeks to go until the Rugby World Cup 2025 kicks off. Brain's Chargers, they outclassed the Black Ferns 41-24 at Athlone Stadium. This is a moment. This is a massive, massive moment. And that, of course, turned around from last week's loss, and that ultimately became a very powerful statement win at the right time. And with the squad announcement just days away, we are joined by Zoe Human, False Bay women's rugby player, who also got the W this weekend.
Yes.
She's also a phenomenal rugby MC, and she's here to unpack the result that I think means the world to us right now, ahead of the World Cup.
Hi,
the manifestation station, girl.
We had Cizo here, we had the whole crew here, and I feel like it's a sign. It's a sign that something big is brewing, something feel-good is brewing in the world of women's rugby.
And we can say these things and we can feel it in our studio. It's a very different thing when you're on that field playing against one of the most, I'm going to call it, slick rugby outfits in the world, leaning on incredible structures. So is it the physical presence? Because I got a sense the girls, they showed up about 10 minutes before the match started and they were ready to roll.
Listen, there was a switch that definitely turned on this weekend. Yes, in terms of physicality, but like in the space of a week, if we compared it to the first game that we had and this game, something was brewing. I mean, with Brain in the big coaching seat, I think we felt that momentum shift for the past year and a half already. But this feels like it. It feels like finally we are ready for something remarkable.
Come on.
And after a performance like this, I'm really excited to see how we do in this Rugby World Cup. I mean, we won the Rugby Africa champs, and that's impressive. It's always going to be impressive. But at the end of the day, those aren't any of the teams we're going to be facing in the World Cup. And it's terrifying when we face Canada and we face the Black Ferns and we don't have a win against them. And those are the top contenders, I think, in this Rugby World Cup to take this win alongside England. And when we've played all these teams and we don't have a win against them, there's something that happens in your head that's just not saying, I can't do it. Now we have that. It might not be the Black Ferns that we're ultimately going to be facing come the Rugby World Cup, but when you have a skill set
it's
like
a system we'll face.
100%.
No, completely. And there is something about that level of self-belief. You need something to hang your hat on, that you can go back into that moment to know what it feels like to turn something around. And I love the fact that we turned defeat into a serious positive. When you look at those individuals that need to stand up, we talk about getting the basics right and the team playing from a good baseline, but you do want the Nadines of the world to be shining. What did you make of her performance? And it seemed to affect her in a very powerful way.
She said that this was a personal experience for her. When she went onto that field, it meant everything. She said she was not going to let a single player get past her, and she didn't. As a 9, that is impressive because this is a fast team.
She's a tight 9. She's a loose 7 or a tight 9. I haven't figured it out yet.
She also went into 10 after we had a new scrum half come into play. But she was exceptional. I love seeing her in that position. She's so scrappy. She reminds me of Faf in a certain way. She's got that quality.
I like that. And I think the whole team has got that notion now. If you can hang on for just an extra second, if you can just get your hand there, we can hold on, which is the kind of grit we're going to need going into the World Cup. From what you've seen here, and congratulations on your own win, we have got a set of strengths to lean into now that are becoming quite clear. Obviously, the physicality, I love the fact that we are known for that. What else do you see being employed going into this World Cup? What do we need to, as I say, hang our hat on from a tactical perspective from what you've seen?
Oh, you know, I like my biggest fear going into this World Cup is actually when thinking of this team and how we're going to shape it is the injuries that we've got along the way. So you have players like Denal Lochner who just came back. We've had, it's been a meme the whole week, her and Cizo having those masks on their face with those eyebrows. It's amazing to have them back, especially in a lock position. Having a facial fracture as a lock, you don't realize the compression of your head.
It's all right,
but then she went off for an injury for her shoulder. Obviously, maybe over overcompensating for that sort of injury. So I think that's going to be the biggest thing moving into the World Cup now, is are those game-changing players going to recover? Are Cindy Boys going to recover? Is Danelle Lochner going to get ready in order to actually be on that team sheet come Rugby World Cup? And I think that's my biggest fear, because right now, with the way we are playing, we have what it takes.
Oh, 100%, but we're also putting our bodies on the line, and I think it's a kind of rugby that will lead to injuries, but the girls are showing a kind of spirit that they don't care, really. It's just insane to see this level of commitment playing out in the nuances of the game. I think most importantly, and what would have terrified a lot of the big guns out there, is the level of physicality. Our forwards are monsters.
Not just them, but they were double hitting like beasts. It's like they were all in sync in a way that they've never been.
It's because they touched the couch of all power and possibility, the manifestation station, which you get to sit on every day.
Listen,
I'm just
I feel
saying,
the manifestation.
You might be the reason why they're
points.
manifesting. If you rock up in a Springbok jersey at some point, I'm going to believe it, girl, because that's the kind of stuff that can happen here. We absolutely love it, ladies. Thank you so much for delivering on the promise ahead of the weekend, and of course the big one coming up. We are behind you 100%. We are, in fact, your #+1.